Hello everyone, it's your boy Young Pug, and in today's episode on the Crazy Cap Studios channel, I will be talking about the new Mario Kart World game, and just talking about my thoughts in general after playing it for a month now. I'll also be playing it in the background as I talk for fun. There's quite a bit to talk about in this video, so I will be dividing each topic into their own section in the video. But without further ado, let's get into it. So first off, let's talk about gameplay in Grand Prix. Honestly, after playing through all the CC modes and the game has to offer, which I'm still upset that 200cc isn't in the game, because I've gotten so comfortable with playing on 200cc while playing 8 Deluxe. It's kind of disappointing that they didn't implement that in the game. I noticed that the game gets increasingly more RNG based because I've had to play through the same cup, being the Shell Cup, around like 6 times on 150 because I just wanted to get 3 stars on each cup. And each time that I tried to get first place on the first lap, I had to be extremely lucky to do so because it seemed like I'd either get hit by a blue shell or a red shell, like what I'm getting hit by right now. I'm playing on 150, by the way, and the CPUs would just get too far ahead of me in some attempts, and I wouldn't be able to catch up. I can't tell you how many times this has happened to me, but I can see it also as a good challenge for the faster modes in the game, besides mirror mode, which is the same as 150, but mirrored. And as for the other modes that are not as hard as 150, they're okay, I guess. I mean, I literally finished each cup on the first try, so that tells you everything you have to know about the other game modes. I mean, they're okay. But I also had some close calls and got lucky on some of them, especially on the special cup with Rainbow Road. I did have to play through it 2 times on 150 since I lost at the end of my first attempt. Moving on to the next game mode, being Knockout Tour. Just like Grand Prix, the game got increasingly more difficult, and I got stuck on the blue shell or the spiny shell rally for like 2 days. I'm not even joking, because like I said before, this game becomes more RNG based as you rise the difficulty, and it became quite annoying after, and it became more annoying as time went on. But particularly in this game mode, you are constantly racing until you reach the last lap, so trying to get first place on each section and losing when you get so far into the game, into the race, can be really frustrating, and that's basically what happened to me on the blue shell rally. Fuck! But eventually I beat it, and the other cups were pretty okay. Moving on to the battle mode. Honestly, I really wish that they would have brought back the other game modes like Shine Thief, Renegade Roundup, and Bomb Blast. Just having 2 battle modes, and we were giving the pretty lackluster ones as well, if you ask me. And Nintendo could have at least brought back Shine Thief, and that would be because I like Shine Thief the most out of all the game modes. It would have made the battle mode game mode way better in my opinion. And also playing it just in single player mode against the CPUs can be pretty boring if you ask me. As for online,
I mean, it's alright, like, overrated as fuck in my opinion. I mean,
you know what I mean? Moving on to time trials. It's time trials. There's not much to say. It's basically like on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Mario Kart 8 and the other Mario Kart games in the past. It's time trials. We have a solo mode, we have ghost mode, we can also see other players' records on each course. I mean, like I said, it's time trials. Moving on to the versus mode. In my opinion, the only purpose for versus mode is to practice your racing for Grand Prix if you're a kid and have never played a Mario Kart game ever, or just for unlocking characters with a specific item that I'll be talking about in a little while. Moving on to the last game mode, being free roam. This game mode is probably my most favorite out of all of them because you can just drive anywhere on the map. You can explore every single section that you can't normally do in the regular races. You can discover secrets and do challenges by hitting the P switches found across everywhere on the map, which there's a whopping 394 I think in total, which is crazy, right? You could also try and find ways to do tricks to give you an advantage while racing on or offline. My favorite shortcut found on the Great Block Ruins, which I still need to master, is insanely efficient and gives you a huge lead when done correctly. You could also take some pretty cool pictures around the map as well. Here's a few I took personally. And I can't forget the way you unlock mirror mode in free roam. You have to go through the Peach painting on Peach's castle, which is a pretty cool idea referencing Super Mario 64. Anyways, that's all I have to say about the game modes. Moving on to what I think about the courses. There are a total of 30 courses on the map. Almost all of them have a funny, unique style to them, and some are just bland and boring in my opinion. So if I only have a short opinion on some courses, that's the reason why. I just don't see it as a very interesting course at all. First course on the list is Mario Bros. Circuit. It's just the classic first Mario track. Just like all the other Mario Kart games before, it's just the classic Mario course that you play at the beginning of the game. I like the western desert type style they went with this time though. You can also try out the new mechanics they added to the game with the grind rails and the walls that they added into the course. And there's also a really cool grind rail at the end of the course where you can do a trick off of and get a huge lead at the end of the course, which has saved me time and time again while racing online, but only when the other racers don't know about it, which it's kind of hard not to, but for the new players it's to be expected. Moving on to the Crown City course. It's an amazing course, honestly. I just got hit by a blue shell. It's an amazing course and has a lot of options for tricks and wall jumps and all that. I personally like the big gliding section where you go through the golden tire. I feel like that's a really cool section that they added. There's also a lot of sights to see and explore whenever you're in free roam. It's one of my favorites, honestly. Moving on to Whistle Stop Summit. I really like that they brought back the train for this course, and that if you're not careful, you can also get ran over by the train. I can't tell you how many times I've seen memes online of people getting ran over by the train and just losing their placement. It's hilarious. But the train isn't the only cool thing about this course. The amount of grind rails that are in this course is insane. The possibility for tricks are huge, and you can also trick off the walls and everything. There's plenty of places to trick off walls to get a huge lead if done correctly, but in my opinion this is a really good track. Whistle Stop Summit is a really good track. Moving on to the next course, being DK Spaceport. The course starts off driving towards the main course, which is a recreation of the original Donkey Kong game layout, while also playing the original Donkey Kong music and the hammer theme whenever you get the hammer while going up the track, and it's just so good. On top of that, there's a giant robot DK throwing barrels at you at the end of the course, which just brings it all together in my opinion. It's just an absolute masterpiece. Moving on to the next course, being Desert Hills. Honestly, it just feels like a normal Desert Hills course. I do like the flying and running toka-tokas that are in the... Is that how you say them? Toka-tokas? Those running guys in the beginning of the course whenever you're on the second lap and on the other parts of the course. I do like that aspect of the game, of the track. I thought it was pretty cool. Next course is the Shy Guy Bazaar. It's a really cool remake from Mario Kart 7. Also, I like that they added Daisy's Castle in the middle of the whole entire course, which is a really cool addition that they added to it that they did not do in the original Shy Guy Bazaar. Next is Wario Stadium. They finally remade this course from Mario Kart 64, and in my opinion, it's absolutely beautiful. The amount of tricks and shortcuts that you can do in this course is absolutely insane. A lot of people don't feel like that this is the right way to recreate this course, but I honestly feel like they did a really good job. They also have a remix of the original Wario Stadium music, which makes the whole course even better. Next on the list is Airship Fortress. I've been waiting for this course to be remade from the DS and Mario Kart 7 for a long time, and it's absolutely beautiful. I know it was on tour and in 7, so I was hoping it would be added to 8 Deluxe as a booster course pass course, but sadly it didn't happen. When I saw it was revealed in the Mario Kart Direct though, I was losing my mind, dude. I love this course so much. Probably because that was like one of the first courses I ever played. The first Mario Kart I ever played was DS, and I fell in love with it whenever I was playing it for the first time. It's probably my favorite course out of all of them, in my opinion. Next course is DK Pass. It's a very nice remake from the original DK Pass from DS. It also has a really cool remix of the original DK Pass music. Other than that, it's a pretty regular course. Not much really to say about it. Next is Starview Peak. This is a very interesting course. I like that the course goes through and all around the observatory, and I forget what those certain like parts of the track are called, the ones that boost you, but I really enjoyed that part of the course whenever going through this for the first time. It's kind of like the zero gravity sections in Mario Kart 8, which I really missed. I really missed that from 8, but I like that they added a new type of section that replicates what they did in 8. Next is High Sky Sunday. It's basically a remake from 8 with a few new things like rails and stuff. Not much of a difference that they added. It's just High Sky Sunday. Next on the list is Wario Shipyard. I love this course so much in Mario Kart 7, and in my opinion, they kind of ruined it in this game because you can't go underwater in this game. Underwater sections in this game don't exist. They took it out, and that was like the whole point of Wario Shipyard, is that you could go underwater into the wrecked ships, and the amount of interesting like sections they had in the underwater parts were really amazing. And it's not really the same, but for what it is, it's a pretty okay course. Next on the list is Koopa Troopa Beach. It's basically a remake from Super Mario Kart, and it's not that interesting at all. I really wish they would have added more to this course, being a remake, or maybe remix the course a little bit, but it's alright, I guess. Next is Faraway Oasis. This course is pretty cool. I like the savannah theme they went with, and all the animals that would run across the course as you go by, and the really cool shortcut that is at the end of the course that you can do, that has been really like trending online for the Mario Kart community. I still need to learn how to perfect it, but when you do it right, it really gives you a lead whenever you're going through the course, which I personally think is very interesting. Next, oh my gosh, blue shelled again. Next on the list is Crown City Night Theme. It's just like Crown City Day theme, but this time you're taking a different route throughout the city, and it's a pretty cool course for what it is, all in all. Of course, there's still a decent amount of tricks you can do, and shortcuts, and wall jumps, and all that. How did that not hit? But yeah, it's pretty good, just like the daytime theme. Next is Peach Beach. The interesting thing about this remake of Peach Beach is that the course changes and takes you through the castle part of the map, which is a pretty cool part that they added for the course, in my opinion. Not like they've done in the past where you just remake the course with how the graphics and visuals look in the game they currently made. I like that they actually changed around this time and added something new to the course in itself, and hopefully they do something else with it in the future. Next is Salty Speedway. This course was really fun going through, honestly. It goes for a kind of Italy Rivertown style course, and in my opinion that's pretty cool. I know they've done some courses in the past, like Rome Eventi, I think that's how you say it, that they did in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But yeah, I really enjoyed the course itself. Next is Dino Jungle from Double Dash. I love dinosaurs. I really like the remake that they did for this course. I like the building that you go in throughout the course, where you can do like a really cool trick off the wall and go up top. I feel like that was a really cool part of the course. Also, the giant T-Rex that tries to knock you off course, and I thought that was a really cool aspect they added to the game. Next is Great Block Ruins. One of my favorite courses in this game, honestly. They don't really have too many like air courses in this game, but out of all of them, besides Airship Fortress, this is probably my second favorite one. As I mentioned before, they have a really cool trick shortcut that you can do in this course that, if done correctly, will give you a massive lead, and I feel like that's just a really cool part of this course. I also like the just broken down ancient city type vibe this course gives off, and it just makes it just that much better. Anyways, moving on to the next course, being Cheap Falls.
Hey, are you like me, a gamer, and just always tired all the time? And maybe you come home from work and want to get a few extra sessions on the game and you just can't get yourself to do it. Well, might I recommend you Dubby. Dubby is a jitterless energy alternative that has tons upon tons of different flavors. If you're like me and you're just an avid coffee drinker, you realize that the money starts to add up. It's just, you spend over $200 in a week. It's absolutely insane. Or maybe you just don't really like the flavor of energy drinks. Well, that's where Dubby comes in. Dubby has tons of varieties of flavors, and they're all really good. I can tell you because I've been trying all of their flavors that they currently have out right now. On top of that, they have their current flavor, which I'm going to show on screen right now, as well as many others, such as Japanese soda that I have right here, including collaborations with Solo Leveling as well. I couldn't recommend Dubby enough. They've been helping out the channel for just a little bit now. So if you're like me, a gamer, and need some extra energy, might I recommend you Dubby. And on top of that, speaking of spending $200 a month, if you use our code CrazyCap or clicking the link in the description below, you'll get 10% off of your order. That's code CrazyCap, C-R-A-Z-Y, no space, C-A-P. At Crazy Cap, you get 10% off of your order. And with that, let's get back to the video.
I really like the Japanese theme they went for this course. I also enjoyed the Water River part of this course. Honestly, I wish they would have added more land parts of this course though. Maybe going into like a Japanese typed like temple or something maybe. But for what it is, it's a pretty good course. Next is Dandelion Depths. This is a really cool level. The main, like, cool part of this course is, of course, the cave part where all the dandelions are, and it just looks so beautiful inside that part of the course. Dandelion Depths is a pretty good course. God dang it. Next is Boo Cinema. Now, personally, I like me a Haunted Mansion type course. My favorite being Luigi's Mansion from DS. But Boo Cinema is a pretty good course. Maybe competing with other Boo courses. I like the fact that you go into the cinema and then go into the actual like movie, and then it's all like black and white, and you're racing on top of like the film footage, and it just looks absolutely amazing. And then you go outside the movie and then you reach the end of the course. But all in all, the courses, I had 2 bananas. What was that? But anyways, for what it is, it's a really good course. Next on the list is Dry Bones Burnout. Now this course might be one of my favorites as well. I like the Mexican type theme they go for in this course, with also being like a Day of the Dead theme. I really like the Mexican Day of the Dead theme they went for in this course, and all the cool shortcuts you can do. And the music goes hard, by the way. I don't know what the song is called that they do in this course, but it's really good. But yeah, it's a pretty good course. Next on the list is Moo Moo Meadows. It's Moo Moo Meadows. It's kind of better than what they remade in Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I honestly wish they would have brought back Moo Moo Farm instead of this and remade that into its own little remix. But I guess it's okay. It's Moo Moo Meadows. Cow. We literally have a cow as a playable character. Next on the list is Choco Mountain. I honestly don't really like this course. I feel like this course is probably my least favorite course out of all of them, because it's not really Choco Mountain. Like, there's no really mountain that you really see in this course. It's just like a stadium type like themed course. I just don't really like it. Next on the list is Toad's Factory. I like Toad's Factory, and the fact that they remade it for this game makes me love it even more. And there's all kinds of like tricks and shortcuts that you can find in this course that are not in the original Mario Kart Wii version of this course, which is pretty cool if you ask me. Next on the list is Bowser's Castle. Now, if you ask me, this might actually be my second favorite Bowser's Castle course ever made, like, period. The fact that you go through the castle and then you glide up into like the clouds, the thundering clouds, and that whole entire section is just exhilarating. And then you go through where the Bowser is. There's always a giant Bowser in these courses, and you ride across his mouth and everything. It would have been cool if you went inside the actual Bowser mecha, but I like the way they did it either way. And then you shoot back down into the castle, and then that's the end of the course. I just personally really enjoyed how they did it in this game, but I know my favorite Bowser Castle, which is the one from 8, will always be my favorite. Like, Bowser punching the course and making the track move to where you can do tricks and stuff, that just will always be my favorite. Being Acorn Heights. I really like this course, honestly. The nice forest type theme to it. The fact that you can trick off these giant plants and mushrooms and all that. Kind of reminds me of Mushroom Gorge a little bit. But this part of the map in itself is actually really huge. There's also some really cool tricks that you can do in this course. There being a really cool shortcut that you can do near the end of the course that I've yet to master still, but I'm currently working on it, and hopefully I'll be able to perfect it soon. Next is Mario Circuit. Classic Mario Circuit. I heard that this course is a combination of... What the fuck did I just do? No! No! Are you joking? Wow, what are the chances of that happening? I just got cut. I just got fogled, bro. That's crazy. Anyways, I heard that the Mario Circuit course is a combination of all 4 Mario Circuit courses in the original Super Mario Kart, which I thought was cool. I also like the remix song music that they have in the course as well. But yeah, it's just your classic Mario Circuit course. Next is Peach Stadium, I guess night theme? Not really. I mean, I honestly enjoyed this Peach Stadium more than the first one that you do in the game. And I like that it's basically the routing way to the final course that is in the game, which being Rainbow Road. I love this course. I love this Rainbow Road course. I think it might be my second favorite of all the Rainbow Roads that have been created in the past games. There's always a Rainbow Road in Mario Kart. There's never been not a Rainbow Road. But this one's probably going to be my second favorite Rainbow Road. First being from Mario Kart 7 and 8. They remade it in 8. But I like the fact that they do like 6 sections in this course, each being a very unique style of Rainbow Road. My favorite being like the water section where all the Lumas are, and I just thought that was a really beautiful part of the course. I also like the ending course where all the past enemies and obstacles are all on the train and just waving at you, cheering you on to the final lap, and they route you on to the final finish line. I just thought it was pretty cool. Birdo, I hate you. I hate Birdo. Yeah, that's all I've got to say about the courses. Now let's talk about the new and returning items they've added to the game. The first item on the list is the question block. Using this item gives you coins, and after breaking the block, coins explode all over the ground, which in my opinion is not really that good because other players can pick those up and gain a speed boost after collecting a certain amount of them, and I just think that that's not really a cool aspect of the item. Next is the Mega Mushroom, a great returning item from Mario Kart Wii. Using this item makes your character big and makes you invincible to basically anything. Blue shells, lightning, star, anything. Anything that can possibly stun you will basically have no effect on you in the short amount of time that you are using this item. The next item on the list is the Golden Shell. This item can be thrown and leave behind a trail of coins, and then it will finally break after a short amount of time. This item isn't as bad as the question block talked about before, but it also does explode and shoots out coins everywhere, which is the downside of this item, but it's still a pretty good item because it gives you more coins than the question block, and it's just it can also hit enemies as well if they're in the way of the shell. It will also hit them. So that's a plus of this item. Next on the list is the ice flower. I just got hit by a lightning bolt. Next on the list is the ice flower. This item, like the fire flower, can be thrown and stun other racers, but it can also freeze them for a short amount of time. Next on the list is the feather item. This returning item, much like in Mario Kart 8 in the battle mode, can launch you in the air and allow you to do cool shortcuts and reach certain areas that you couldn't do normally. Such as in free roam, when you want to get to a certain location, you can use the feather item and reach that certain area that you wouldn't be able to do normally. Next item is the hammer item. This item can be thrown onto the course and stick to the ground for a short amount of time to give you time to hit other racers that are just so happens to like right next to you or past you. If the hammer is on the floor, then it will stun them for a short amount of time. Next is the Kamek Orb. This item can be used to transform players ahead of you into a NPC character, depending on what course you're on. The interesting and quite annoying thing about this item is that it's very rare and is the only way you can unlock NPC characters in this game. But luckily there's a neat method that you can get the Kamek Orb and unlock NPC characters, which has to do with going into the versus mode and fishing for the item in multiplayer mode. When I said earlier that there's a few reasons to play versus mode, this is one of them. Anyways, on to the last new item, the fast food item. This item can be used to unlock all the costumes for the main characters in the game. It also gives you a boost depending on what food you get. And so, for example, if you get a single burger, it will give you a short boost. If you get a double burger, you can get a medium boost, and for the triple burger, you get a big boost. So depending on what kind of food you get from the delivery bag will determine what kind of boost you get from it. And that's all the new and returning items that have been added to the game. Moving on to the character roster that we've gotten in this game. I'm gonna see if I can name them all really quickly, and this will probably be the shortest section in the video. But I'm gonna say them all real quickly off the top of my head. Okay, here we go. Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, Bowser, Toad, Toadette, Koopa Troopa, Wario, Waluigi, Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, Baby Peach, Baby Daisy, Baby Rosalina, Pauline, Shy Guy, Lackey 2, Birdo, Donkey Kong, Daisy, Rosalina, King Boo, Bowser Jr., Goomba, Wiggler, Dry Bones, Hammer Bro, Nabbit, Stingby, Para Bitty Bug, Cataquack, Peepa, Dolphin, Chargin' Chuck, Fishbone, Coin Coffer, Coinctor, Spike, Cow, Monty Mole, Sidestepper, Piranha Plant, Penguin, Cheep, Pokey, Snowman, Pianta, Swoop, and Rocky Wrench. I think that's all of them. Did I say Dry? I think I said Dry Bones and Hammer Bro, right? But anyways, that's all the characters in the roster we have in this game so far. I feel like they're gonna add more in the future, hopefully. Moving on to the last that I will be talking about in this review is how I honestly feel about the whole game in itself. Personally, I feel like it's a pretty good Mario Kart game. I mean, if you're a kid and you're just trying to enjoy the game for what it is, you're gonna have some struggles getting through the harder CCs, and you're gonna be stuck and you're gonna be crying, like I almost did. But with some practice, you can definitely go through this game with some ease, and it's honestly fun playing online. there's a lot of competitive people who will definitely give you some trouble, but it's always just fun to play online with other people and just posting clips of it online, showing some cool, like, and interesting moments that you've done in this game. And also, I'm getting that double item. Also, take that Oreo. Free roam is a really cool mode, again, that they've added into this game that they haven't done in other games, where you can just explore the world and just make some absolute amazing, like, photos of your character and just interesting parts of the world. And again, make funny clips and moments of what you do in free roam, and it's just a really cool thing that you can do. But here's some things that I wish that they will or should have done to the game. They should have added more battle mode options, and they should have just added more characters instead of adding duplicated, like, characters for the slots that they added. Like, instead of just taking up a slot with a different costume of a character, they could have just made a different, like, selection option for the different costumes for each character, and then added more characters to the game instead of just making duplicates. I feel like that was a really dumb idea that Nintendo did, but you know, it's Nintendo. And I doubt they're gonna really listen to their fans, because Nintendo rarely listens to their fans. So that might just be the one, like, con that I have for this game, and have for this game in my opinion. And also, just make the regular Grand Prix not too, like, RNG based. Like, I'm serious. Like, I went through the same level, maybe like 50 times. The Spiny Shell Rally, I don't know, I can't tell you how many times I went through that course and gotten absolutely railed on by a spiny shell or a red shell or some OP CPU that is just overtaking me countless times. And it's made me lose a race and not able to get 3 stars, which made me absolutely frustrated. If they can honestly just make that to where it's not as bad, then this game will honestly be perfect. But again, this game is good for what it is. It just has a few things that I honestly think that should be fixed, which would better the game in itself. Anyways, that's my honest opinion and review on the new Mario Kart World game. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. And maybe in the future I'll do another review on the DLC that will most likely be added to this game, which I'll probably have a bit to talk about whenever that happens. But yeah, anyways, make sure to like and subscribe, and also check out Dubby and use code CrazyCab whenever buying your Dubby order. They just released a new flavor today as I'm recording this video. They just released a new flavor called Japanese Yuzu, which is a citrus flavor, which I honestly want to get this flavor. Like, not a bunch of the flavors that they release have really piqued my interest, but I'm definitely getting this flavor. Like, I already ordered it. That's what I mean, like, I already ordered it, so it should be getting my house sometime soon. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Whee!